Okay, we're here at in Windham, Ohio, at the I guess the shop of Templar Custom Arms, and what we're going to talk about today is the CAP products line, the Combative Application Products line. Do I have that right, Bob?
Absolutely.
Okay, this is Bob, the owner, operator, employee, chief bottle
Yeah,
washer,
pretty much everything.
toilet cleaner for Templar Custom Arms.
Yeah.
And though some of these ideas were mine, Bob is the one that kind of made them happen. And what we're going to talk to you about today is primarily the holster line. And Bob, you've made some changes in this line. Why don't you go ahead and tell people what you got going?
We started out with the original design that you come up with.
The cap holster.
Cap holster.
Right.
With the belt claw. And of course we needed to expand that. We expanded to...
Before we go any further, let's see if we get a little close-up but people can see the claw. What we're talking about with a claw is actually a claw that grasps both the belt and the trouser band. It's really not a paddle per se.
It's not to be confused with a paddle.
It's actually a claw. It gives you the ease on and off of a paddle, but it grabs the belt like a belt loop holster.
And it doesn't move. You can drag yourself around with the holster. It stays where you put it.
Yeah.
So building on that, of course, we had to expand to a magnet pouch that you, again, come up with the claw design on, the back of.
Right.
And as we talked before, the clip is inverted to give spring so you can get behind the magazine to
Right,
pull
because
it.
you don't always get that perfect grip on the magazine, and what that gives you is a little forgiveness. It kind of moves out of the way, so the magazine can kind of shift into the palm of your hand, and you don't sacrifice a less than lackluster presentation of the magazine. Right.
And then we went from there, of course, from the cap holster. We've had several customers, the small revolvers being very popular today, ask about a cap holster for a revolver. This one in particular is for a Ruger LCR, and this is absolutely the first one I'm holding here.
Right.
Again, has the same claw design, very, very minimal. We try to do everything we do as minimal as we could possibly do it. So that's the next stuff there.
Yeah, and those of you that currently have cap holsters, you're going to notice that this one looks a little bit different than maybe the one you've seen. And this is actually a redesign of the cap. What we've tried to do is we've tried to make it even more minimal without sacrificing performance. And what we're talking about is the ability of the holster to hold the gun in place, release it in a fast draw, hold it in place, but even remove more of the Kydex material, which just makes it conceal a little bit better. It makes it a little bit lighter on the belt, and basically we feel enhances performance. But I understand you've taken the cap holster idea in an even further along, I guess, going inside the waistband.
Inside the waistband, right. I carry quite often inside the waistband, and everything that I've found out there thus far, it's bulky, it's big, so we've built something minimal. This is the new cap IWB.
Right.
It will also be in a version that can be carried appendix. It's very popular today.
Yeah, for those that will order it, they'll get cap AIWB for appendix or HIWB for hip. And basically the difference will be is the cant of the clip, because people want a little bit more upright, vertical for appendix carry. I tell you what though, do you remember Ed Lovett down at the Snubby class? What he wanted to see is he wanted to actually see a kind of a muzzle forward cant so that it was kind of canted like this appendix. And he wanted to get it around his Budweiser tuner, which all of us as we're getting older is something that we probably can relate to. So maybe at some point we'll have a BIWB for Budweiser too. So, but we'll look at anything that customers seem to want to have. So the one I wanted to point out to the folks looking in is what we call the cap flat. And the reason we're calling it that is you can see it's a flat type holster. Now don't let those funny looking clips kind of throw you off. What we started out with on this first prototype was 2-inch clips, which were not acceptable because we want a 1.5-inch clip for the cap belt that we'll eventually get working on. And we'll tell you, well, no, we're not. We're not going to tell you anything about that because we don't have it ready yet. But we've come up with a scuba webbing type belt that we think is going to really be awesome. We've both been wearing the prototypes, but we wanted 1.5 inch because that's pretty standard. And what we wanted, though, was a flat holster. And this is for all of the people who want a flat configuration. And you know what, Bob? It's really misunderstood, because if you look at it, you can only get Kydex so tight. Around it.
Yep.
So, you know, whether or not you've got a pouch type holster or you've got a flat type holster, that gun still sticks out away from the body.
Right.
What these type of holsters do is they basically spread the load.
Out, yep.
And that's not my term. That came from Roy Baker, the originator of the pancake holster, the leather one. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I probably sat down and interviewed him about, 1990, 1991. And he actually talked about the original pancake holster. And one of the things that he told me and that I remember is that there's a fine line between how much real estate the flat type holster takes up on the belt and making it useful, where it will lay flat.
Right.
And that was one of the reasons he went with a rounded holster versus the square, which is now all the rage with Kydex holsters, because those square cut holsters take up a lot of space on the belt.
Yes, they do.
Well, what we were trying to come up with in the cap line is we wanted a holster that would be flat, would be highly skeletonized. You'd be able to draw from it very quickly. It would retain it, though, in the trigger guard, just like we do right now, and would be easy on and off, just like the original cap. And we met with the supplier today, and we're about 7/8 of the way there. We just need to get the clips
done
where we want it. And he showed us a couple of clip variations that I think are going to work out fantastic. So some point in the very near future, I would say sometime this summer, we're going to be offering a cap style holster in a flat configuration. I'm pretty excited about that.
It'll be very close to this one.
Right.
Again, the clips will be different. Probably more inboard, but
yeah, they'll actually probably be concealed underneath these wings right here. Yeah, so it'll actually be a little bit more streamlined, but it'll still have that easy on and off capability. Matter of fact, in our conversation, and I don't want to give that away in case something changes, but in our conversation, I was really encouraged by some of the things that he was telling us.
Yep, absolutely.
So. And then, other than you're still putting out handgun combatives, Glocks, and M&Ps faster than you possibly can make them, what other news is going on at Templar?
No, back to this. Again, we do, because of the AR line that we manufacture.
Right.
This is the first prototypes of the cap AR mag pouch.
The cap AR mag, which uses the paddle instead of a clip because of its size.
Yep.
Right.
So again, we're real excited about this. It's minimal, and we'll go with our AR line.
So maybe though at some point you ought to have one that's got molly clips on it, so you can just put them all over your chest and all that kind of stuff. Those of us that really truly understand this try to go as minimal and lightweight as possible, because we don't want to be loaded down with all of that kind of stuff.
Absolutely.
So how's the AR line doing? I know you were doing real well with that. The AR market kind of soft.
It's pretty soft right now.
Yeah.
It's a cycle. Everybody they were buying ARs, when all the craziness happened, and now it's kind of evened out.
All right, hang in there though, because the current administration will do something that will scare the crap out of everybody, and will once again get the AR market going again. So that's just a matter of time. So, Bob, it looks like we've got a lot of stuff going on here, and I'm pretty excited about the way the line is going.
Yes.
Anything else that you see coming in the future?
We're the target stands. We're really working hard on getting rifle steel out. All kinds of different target accessories that all build on our modular system.
Right. I can't tell you a whole lot about it, but I will tell you I've got him working on a paper target stand that will move kind of like a human being, which I'm kind of excited about. It's not even going to be very expensive. It's going to be very simple, just like most of the stuff we do at Handgun Combatives and Templar Custom Arms.
It's very close. We need to source some components. Right. The design's there, but we need to get some other components, and it'll be very close.
And again, like a lot of the stuff we do, it's going to be very transportable. It's going to be easy to put in the trunk of your car or the bed of your pickup truck and travel and transport it around. So, all right, Bob. Listen, hey, it was really good talking to you again. I always like coming up here and visiting. So if you get a chance, check in at TemplarCustomArms.com, and if you're interested in Handgun Combatives training, that's handguncombatives.com.org or DaveSpalding.com. Thanks for checking in.